Hey everyone, this is Vivek. Welcome back to the channel. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about fast charging batteries. We all are seeing that fast charging is being adopted in most of the batteries, whether you are making batteries for electric vehicles or maybe your mobile phone or anything. But we also get to hear this often that fast charging degrades your battery. In this video, I am going to tell you what are the negative impacts of fast charging your battery, what exactly goes inside a lithium ion cell when you try to charge it faster than what is recommended. Fast charging means charging at high C rates, which means the capacity of a battery is 1 C, right? So whatever the capacity that the battery pack has or the cell has, that is known as 1 C rate. But if you charge it at a faster C rate, that is with respect to its capacity, you are charging at a higher current, then there are certain impacts that happen within your battery pack. So charging essentially at electrochemical level is one thing in which the lithium ions travel from the cathode side to the anode side. You must know that cell at its fundamental level is nothing but a cathode, which is the positive side of the cell, and anode is the negative side of the cell. So the lithium ions during charging process travel from cathode to the anode. Both of these cathode and anode are in the same cell, but they are separated by something known as separator. Separator is a semi-permeable membrane, or you can say a porous material that allows the conduction of ions through it, but it blocks the electrons. So it's a electronic insulator but an ionic conductor. So only the ions are allowed to travel from cathode to anode or the vice versa through the separator, not the electrons. So where do these electrons go? So there is this lithium atom, it breaks, electrons go from the external circuit, whatever has been connected. If you have connected a load, the electrons have to travel through that load, or if there is charger, then also through the external circuit, the electrons have to travel to the other side. Whereas whatever is left is the ions. Ions can directly pass through the separator from one side to the other. So this is how the battery operates or the cell operates. Now, when you are charging your cell very fast, what happens is that the ions begin to travel at a very rapid pace. Okay, so the ions which were traveling from cathode to anode, they start traveling at a very high speed. When the cell is charged for the first time, what happens exactly is that the electrolyte is a material, it can be solid or liquid, that facilitates the transport of ions from one side to the other. So this electrolyte reacts with the electrode material, particularly with the anode material. So this reaction takes place for the first time between the electrolyte, the lithium ion and the anode material. There is a chemical reaction that takes place during first charge. In this reaction, what happens? Whatever the lithium ions are there, the new lithium ions, about 5% of them are trapped in this reaction. So there is a loss of lithium that happens in this process. So during charging process, what is happening? From cathode to anode, the lithium ions are coming. As they come here, the electrolyte, lithium ion and the electrode material, the anode material, all of them react together. In this reaction, the lithium ions are trapped, 5% of them are trapped, and eventually this reaction results into formation of a layer on the electrode material, which is known as the solid electrolyte interface or SEI layer. This SEI layer is important because what it does, it forms a layer on the electrode. As this layer is formed, therefore no further reaction between the electrode and the electrolyte takes place. So it stabilizes this reaction, and therefore the loss of lithium in the subsequent reactions, redox reaction, goes down, and therefore more and more active lithium is present for the transport between the cathode and anode during charging or discharging. So when you are charging your battery very fast, what happens that these ions begin to travel at a very rapid pace, and they begin to deposit on the anode surface very fast. There are two impacts that happen. First, the SEI layer cracks. As these lithium ions are coming, they begin to plate the surface of the anode material. and these are sharp structures. They form sharp needle like structures. These are known as dendrites. They form these dendrites, these structures, and these structures crack the ACI layer. As the ACI layer cracks, more and more electrode is exposed to the electrolyte and more reaction takes place. So again this reaction takes place, again lithium is trapped and more ACI is formed. This formation of ACI is not healthy, because up to a certain limit it's okay, but if the ACI layer is more and more forming, it means more and more active lithium is going out of the cell. This lithium could have contributed to the charging and discharging process, but now it has been trapped and there is no way you can recover this lithium. So this is known as loss of lithium inventory, and this results into capacity fading. So you can understand that when you are charging your battery very fast every time, what happens, there is a loss of lithium that happens, and the battery which could have lasted for maybe 5 to 6 years will only last for about maybe 2 or 3 years. So there is a capacity fading happening and the battery ages very fast. Not only this, there is another very dangerous impact that can happen. Now I told you that there is a dendrite formation that takes place. This dendrite formation or the sharp needle like structure formed due to lithium plating, because the anode cannot accept all of these rapid moving ions at the same time. So from cathode to anode, a lot of lithium ions are coming, but the anode cannot, structurally anode is in such a manner that it cannot absorb all of this lithium ions at the same time, and this results into deposition of these lithium ions on the separator surface, and therefore they cannot travel to the other side. Eventually what happens, there is the formation of something known as lithium plating. It's similar to something like zinc plating or copper plating that happens on another metal. So there is a metal plating that takes place. This plating is not regular, it is sharp, and it forms branch like structure which I told you, dendrites. These dendrites crack the separator. They begin to pierce through the separator. Now the separator, which was acting as an insulator between the cathode and the anode, it has been pierced, and therefore both the cathode and anode can come in contact directly to each other internally, and this results into travel of electrons between the cathode and anode directly, and therefore there is a short circuit that takes place within the cell. Eventually this short circuit will result in thermal runaway, explosion, and even fire, and temperature of the battery going very high. Therefore it is important that you charge your battery as slow as possible. I'm not saying slow, but at least at the recommended levels. Typically it has been mentioned in manufacturer data sheet or other providers. They also give you this data, that what is the charging current that you should use for your battery pack. So adhere to that. Fast charging may rapidly charge your battery, but sooner than later it will also degrade your battery over the time. It will make your battery pack unsafe. It will age your battery pack very fast. 3 things to remember according to the battery health when you are charging. Number 1, never charge your battery with high C rate. As I mentioned the reasons, you know that. Number 2, never charge your battery when it is at a very low temperature. So if the outer temperature, ambient temperature is very cold, avoid charging your battery, because what happens, low temperatures result into the ionic mobility to get reduced, and there also this lithium plating can take place, internal resistance rises, and therefore the battery can degrade. And number 3 is never charge your battery at high SOC. High SOC means if you have charged your battery to 80-85%, consider cutting off the charger there only. No need of charging your battery to 100% and 0% every day, right? Because this also creates stress on the battery pack, and this is also not good for the battery health itself. Structurally the battery will not be able to handle this kind of stress every day. So consider charging your battery when it is at 20%. Follow the 80-20 rule, which says that never discharge your battery beyond 20%, never charge your battery beyond 80%. If you can follow all of these rules, you can not only efficiently use your battery pack, you can also increase the life of your battery as required. This is all for today. Thank you very much for connecting, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.